Hello, should be able to hear me. We can just get one person to confirm. One person to confirm. And let's post this wherever we can. Just give me a moment to post this. Alright, guys. So, actually, give me a second. So we got 3 minutes till the open. Hopefully you can see my screen also. It's 5:57. About to be 5:58. And first things first. ES is my main focus. In the indices, then indices next would be NQ, and then obviously the dollar index, which I need to pull up on my screen on the left. I need more screens if I'm going live. Right. If you can hear me, just say yes or one or something. If the mic is poor quality or if it's like far away, just tell me because I can rearrange the setup so that is that. But ideally, you shouldn't be able to hear me drinking water, which I'm about to do right now. So okay, maybe you heard that one because it was a little loud, but so here we are. ES. We got 1 minute exact right now. 1 minute till the open. So I don't have too many annotations for a reason. But you guys know the dollar index we are looking at. We have the long-term analysis. Dollar looks like it wants to actually gravitate higher. That could be heavy risk off. So dollar higher and then index is lower. So that's just a thought right now until we can. I gotta see the open first. That's the main thing. Why are these? Why is that being so weird? Date range. There we go. Okay. I am watching silver here and then gold here, and right now, all right, we got 10 seconds. So we're just waiting for that. I'm not marking anything. I don't want to mark anything right now. I just want a clean open. That's it. Just want to see the open. There's really no thought process behind the next 5 minutes. I would say I'm just watching. But it looks like it wants to grab that buy side. So we got buy side right there. So if we can sweep that, that would be nice. The dollar has not really done anything, but dollar, silver, I'm expecting bullish prices. I mean, end of week. I should actually get that on the 1 minute. End of week for silver, 60 for sure. So that's what I see. Now, if you agree with me, you agree. If you disagree, disagree. But just watch it. If I can. Is it all A? There we go. I mean, that works too. Give me a second. So 60 flat is what I'm going to be watching. Right? ES going to go up into that buy side. Give it a minute. Be patient. No rush. No trades. Nothing. We're just watching. And what I'm going to do here Gold, I'm not super interested in. So I'm just going to put the NQ here. And we have the NQ daily liquidity void, which is since October, we've came beneath it and then traded all the way lower, stabbing this sell side beneath here, only to come back up to it. So at a point where, you know, price needs to show me what it wants to do in this lower quadrant here. And that's it. Silver reaching for 60. If it doesn't now, that gives me a really good gauge for the remainder of the week. That's basically it. Silver, I'm long-term bullish, but if anyone is in the chat, say what's up. It's showing me 26 viewers. I don't think any of you guys are real. Alright, we got the first gap of the freaking open right here. I wouldn't really consider this like a clear gap, but I'm putting it on the chart for now. I have no expectations for this gap, so I'm leaving it. What color would best communicate to you guys that this is neutral? I would say white. White you really can't see though, but that's okay. I'll leave it there. It's good. I'll just add like a box to it. I like the white background because it keeps everything just like super clean. I used to do gray, not a huge fan, but where is that thing? Border. Let's do too much. Black. No. Okay, we'll do that for now. It looks kind of weird though, but that's fine. Alright guys, so what's up guys? Alright, so yeah, we came beneath that. Anything that comes down beneath this and we're to trade basically from here to here. Like this. So this is my discount. So I could come down here, stab, and then like sell side and then start to trade up, but this is still my focus for the next 20 minutes. I'm not necessarily dropping that immediately. If it comes down here, I'm wrong, but this is my focus. So, anyways, you guys have any songs that you're listening to? It snowed like crazy, apparently everywhere. Anyways, the CME exchange thing, yeah, so let's talk about that. It's not real, I don't think so. Silver is going to be extremely bullish for that reason, in my opinion. Like I tweeted about like a long time ago. And recently, too, right when we were like about here, I think it was one of these dates, 21st or 24th, something. Tweeted about it, and since then we're kind of, yeah, like pretty bullish. 57, 50, and I think we have room to 60 by the end of this week, hopefully. That would be pretty good, but long term, like I said, like this thing has a lot of space. But I mean, dude, there's people saying like 700. Don't believe that. Do not believe that. I wanted to say something so badly, but don't believe that. Not right now. It's not possible. Just because it's too manipulated right now. 700 would be crazy. That's crazy. That's out of. That's impossible. It's unheard of. This is not Bitcoin. Silver though. 60 by the end of this week. That's what I like, and I'd be happy to see that. And the ES has still not traded up, but now we are forming relative equal highs. So the fact that we came up into here in the volume imbalance, and we're just in this range, equal lows here, could come down here, and then so we have both sides of the market right now relative to the marketplace. We have sell side here and buy side here. They both are beautiful targets for The algorithm, really. That's it. But the main idea is the reason I'm only here for 20-25 minutes is because A, I have to go, and B, that's really my main interest is seeing the first 20 to 25 minutes. It's just gonna be like a huge fake out. Like they're gonna take it sideways until the slate has been cleared. And so you just gotta wait. So right now what it's doing is it's engineering liquidity. So anyone who is trying to finesse in this market or right now, I mean we're 6 minutes in. If anyone is putting on a trade, they are going to have the hardest and most difficult time seeing anything pan out. We don't have any daily setups on the that I've can really put into play right now, and with the whole CME exchange thing, I just wouldn't jump in here. Not now, and not at 9:30 a.m. opening. No thanks. I'm out. That's it. Yeah. So look at how we're trading down below this first gap. The way I see it is anything that comes down here, like I said, into this discount is seen to me as a reasonable run up to here next. So look at that equilibrium price just getting beautifully respected. That doesn't negate the option for it to come back down here though, right? But it's possible, depending on how we trade here, it could spring up into there. So it's now based on current market price what I would be expecting. Dollar is also actually melting. So remember how I said the dollar, it looked bullish? It looked bullish, but now the fact is, yep, the fact is the dollar is weak. Silver. Silver's open on the 15-minute is anything crazy, really. But that's good. That makes me believe that we have a good week to come for silver. Not 700, but 60 is likely, so watch that. Anyways, here's the 15-minute on that. All right, we're going to change the view. Hopefully the viewer on Twitter, yeah, that's the problem. Twitter is not that great. Guys, I need to figure out something for Twitter. If you have any ideas, tell me, but for now, I guess we're just rocking this setup. I think this is best. You can see all screens. And there we go. It should be centered right there. Actually, let me try that. Alright guys. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. This is the 15-minute chart on silver right here, or NQ, and this is the 1-minute chart on Nasdaq. So this is what I'm referring to. So this, let me know how is the viewing experience, because I'm not gonna check myself. Not right now. I'll check later, and then we'll fix it. But I'm like confident it's pretty good. We got a good amount of people in here. Okay. Watch the first presentation gap for any barometer measure of sell side or buy side. All right, so right now we're at 68.58.25 on the ES, and 25.492 and 3/4 on the NQ. So silver is at 57. The dollar trading down to 99.429. If it could just get to 99.410, that would be enough for this setup to pan out. That would bring me confidence for longs on the ES to pan out, and that would also mean that even though there's no movement occurring right now, it could be a good sign for the silver and gold is basically what I'm thinking. Can you guys see silver? No, you can't. You can't see silver. All right, that's fine. But I could show it to you right here. There we go. Not a bad idea. silver right here. Yeah, so what I'm saying is silver hasn't moved that much. Look at that. And then compared to the dollar, right here, look at that. Even though like this type of movement off of the first opening candle is pretty bad. So I would have. I'm a contrarian at heart. So when I see it going down, and I say it looks pretty bullish, I mean, or I don't remember if I said it looks pretty bullish exactly, but when I'm saying that the dollar might want to go up, because I remember on this candle while we were trading here, right when I opened, I said that the dollar could trade up. It looks like it wants to trade up, and I'm basing that on whatever this is. It's probably a higher time frame level. Yeah, see, a lot of my markings on the dollar are higher time frame, and then the color and thickness and the brightness and the opacity all speak to me. It's like I set it all so I know when I'm on a time frame like this. The reason I was expecting for this to trade as inversion is because that would technically act as a reclaimed fair value gap on the daily chart if it were to come down here into the upper quadrant, or the even the consequent encroachment is good, and then come up. That would be pretty bullish. But the fact is, first, now given based on what we've been given here, the open, the high, and the low, and yet to form the close, but it could possibly want to touch the high of that gap, and then that old 1-day opening price, which is from last week, should be, yeah, from last week. So nope, 2 weeks ago. So not bad, but because of that reason, I'm deleting that now. I don't want that to change too much of my bias. That too, but still, look at that. That still looks like it's gonna come down a little bit. It's just creating a hard time right here. And why would it be creating a hard time? Probably because there's people who are impatient. And I'm not expecting to be right here, but by the end of the week, the fact is, I mean, I can say this with the utmost confidence just because where we opened here at 6 p.m., we are not going to trade. The way I'm looking at it in terms of probabilities, we're not going to trade inside this dealing range for the rest of the week. No, it's going to definitely clear this high. I'm confident on that, and it could even come back down here at some given point in time. But right now, my focus is up here, like I said. And so, if it wants to do it now, would be great because we got like 10 minutes left till I close. And I'm not worried if it does. I just like to, talk to it a little bit. But now would be great. No horse in the race, but now would be great just so I can close this faster. That's it. So, yeah. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to mute. I'll be back. And I'm just going to let the screen do its thing. So you guys can sit here and watch, or you can watch it on your own chart. But it's the same thing, just a lot more delayed. A lot more delayed. There we go. That's nice. That's beautiful. And the dollar has also traded into the gap. So I'm very confident now, if I were to be saying, truthfully, that we are going to trade into that high at some given point in time. Because why else would we create a volume imbalance here? Now, does that mean that the volume imbalance is going to open and then accelerate higher? No. It could come back down. It could trade below it, sweep these lows back here again. But boy, am I confident is the way to describe it. Like, if I'm confident, why am I not trading? Because I set a rule already that I'm not going to trade at the opening. But tape reading wise, I'm super confident. So, and you should not be trading off of this either. Let's just say that right now, because I don't think I put a disclaimer in the front, but it's in the title and it's all over my page. So it should be there almost everywhere. Yeah, I just had to say that so I don't get screwed. Yeah, look at that. See, volume imbalance failed. Coming back down, like I said, anything is possible. Don't get Don't trade. Just watch. It's slow. It's a little boring right now, but that's exactly what I would expect on an opening like this. And after such an event, the CME thing, crazy. That was crazy, guys. Crazy. Um, I'm pretty glad to be alive for that. Actually, that was pretty sick. I don't know what happened or what really happened, but a lot of thoughts just opened up, and I don't know what else to say. That's pretty cool though. Yep. Hopefully you can see. Are you guys watching this? Yeah. Okay. I gotta zoom in more actually. I want this to be super close. There we go. And then there we go. Nice. And watch this. You guys watch this. Alright, I'll be back. Buy side. And right here. I'm gonna leave it like that. That looks pretty solid to me. I think that explains the point. That this is, we're neutral about this. Can come up, down. If it comes down, then it's most likely that it'll go to buy side next. If it comes up, and then it's most likely that we'll go up a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that downside has not been like it doesn't mean that we won't come revisit this later. So, but upside, I'm not even gonna scroll because I'm not worried, but I just have to. I just have to. Nothing. Yeah, so it's really just like a lot of free expansion. And then on the daily chart, yeah, we do have targets like here, right here. That opening price. That's pretty near, but I'm not even worried about that right now. I just want to see how freaking badly they're gonna screw everyone right now just by taking it sideways. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And then back to the range. Up, down, back to the range. So that's what I'm expecting. That's what I expect this buy side to be taken out. Anyways, you guys enjoy. Watch this. I'll be back. Yep, so there's that. Like I said, goes up into the buy side and then comes back down to discount. So anyways, that's a perfect point to end it. Beautiful display. No real entries, right? It didn't present any opportunity at all. So just keep that in mind. Silver, like I said, still trading up. Not anything crazy, but just that fact that we came over here and came down to the low, or the upper quadrant, was enough for it to go up here, but then it bounced back up and then came down. So